Near session lows, as I mentioned, we're down 1230 on the Dow, and we're down for the fourth straight session for the Dow and the NASDAQ. And even the Muni market has been shaken by this recent turmoil. Let's bring in Dan Close. He's Nuveen's head of Municipals. Describe what it's been like the last couple of weeks. Welcome.
Kelly, great to be back. It has been a really tough time for the municipal market. We've dramatically underperformed the Treasury moves. Even though fixed income has backed up, the municipal market has backed up even more.
Is China selling munis? Is that what's going on here? Why the underperformance?
You know, it's most of the ownership is with individual retail, so a lot of the underperformance has nothing to do with the fundamentals. Fundamentals continue to be very good. Municipalities aren't really involved with tariffs. They're not making anything that's shipped overseas. They're not importing. So a lot of the volatility we're seeing is just a lack of liquidity and a lot of supply in the market.
And that's why it's so interesting, because you can almost look, same thing happened during COVID, and say if a market like munis, where the fundamentals, if they change, are going to change in a very long time horizon, if that's kind of where you're seeing the traces of the broader liquidity problems in the market, it just kind of tells you how deep they run. We're nowhere near as bad as we were during COVID now, though.
No, and you know, if you look back at COVID, that had a little bit of a whiff of credit related to it. The same with 2008. But what's been fascinating in our marketplace is we've now gotten cheap enough that we have crossover buyers coming in. Buyers that don't need the exemption, that are saying, I could have a higher yield than Treasuries. It could be tax exempt. I don't plan to stay in the asset class for too long, but I'm going to come over and buy in this asset class because it's gotten this cheap.
The only thing I wonder about is a little bit of the credit issue, as we're seeing now kind of they're trying with the budgets, they're trying with Medicaid, they're trying, you know, and those, I mean, all of us probably live in towns where the newspapers are full of these stories about we're going to have to raise taxes because this federal program is sunsetting, or we're not sure what's going to happen when these, you know, subsidies go away. So I do wonder about that.
Yeah, there is some. I mean, if you look at a state's budget, the two biggest items are K through 12 education and Medicaid. So if that is cut or does not grow as fast, depending on how you look at it, that could really have a meaningful impact on state budgets. But, you know, there are a lot of different municipal sectors, you know, the have and have-nots. Higher education, certainly with student loan cutbacks, with NIH grants. You know, we're very cautious about those, and especially those that are the smaller, tuition-dependent liberal arts schools that don't have the large endowments. You know, it is certainly something that we're navigating through, and one needs to be careful with.
It's a great point. As you mentioned, I'm like, geez, where do I go in munis for something that's not under siege right now?
No, and certainly there's a lot of very, very good options. We're looking at, in particular, water and sewer credits. One of their biggest expenses are consent decrees to go in and to put through new pipelines, let's say, and they really don't have as many in this current administration. So your essential service monopolies are going to continue to do very well. Your water and sewer credits, you're going to continue to pay your property taxes. And of any markets, this is one that really can go in and avoid a lot of the the tariff tantrums.
I think you've perfectly encapsulated the market today, which is you go to water and sewer bonds, because that's the only thing where people feel a modicum of safety. Dan, appreciate you coming back in.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Check back in soon. Dan Close with Nuveen. That does it for us. Thank you for watching The Exchange, and we'll pick up coverage of this market sell-off with Brian Sullivan and Power Lunch right after this break.
Muni Money is sponsored by BAM. Help build America's future with BAM-insured Muni bonds.
America is built with perseverance, resilience, and determination. And you can put that strength to work in your portfolio with BAM Mutual Insured Bonds. BAM protects municipal bond investments that finance the backbone of our country. You'll invest with the confidence of an added layer of security and guaranteed income you can count on. Invest with strength. Build a stronger tomorrow with BAM Insured Bonds.